Yo, Milad, let me get a water cup for you know. Alright, let's talk about this right now. Any person that gets a water cup and fills it up with soda is the absolute scum of the earth. I have to tell you this right now. You make us lose so much money. We literally go into the negative because of the kids that get the water cups. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is all a joke. If you get a water cup and fill it up with soda, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't care. Like, just, that's like a tiny bit of soda. That's not even gonna, like, touch our profits or anything. Listen, king or queen, you get yourself a water cup, you fill that thing up with soda, okay? Every single time. Show no respect. But if you get arrested, don't blame me. Is working at Subway a good job for someone younger? I would say with 100% honesty, I think it is, unless you find a job that's paying better. Because the one thing I will say about most Subways is that they pay minimum wage no matter what. If you enjoy making food, you're good with talking to people, and you just want to build your communication skills and work skills, I would say Subway is actually one of the best jobs that you could get in fast food, besides maybe like a Chick-fil-A or a Chipotle. But Subway is definitely top tier work. If you get a nice owner, you're going to have a fun time, and you get free cookies, free chips, and free sodas. So how can you complain about that, right? Coworker story time. In case you don't know what this is referring to, this is from the video where I told everybody that I've never been robbed, but one of my coworkers in the past has been. She was closing up shop one night and had one last customer come in at closing time. So she took care of him, got the sandwich made, and when she was ringing him up, he was like, I have no money. My coworker was like, well, what do you want to do? And then he just kind of put his hand into his trench coat and pointed and said, give me all of your money. Give me the sandwich, I'm leaving. So she obliged after some back and forth, and he got caught at a gas station like a mile down the road, and there was a gun in his car. My coworker says there's no shot he had a gun, but she didn't feel like getting shot that day. But there was a gun in the car, so who knows if he really had it on him. That's basically the story, and yeah. The most nastiest order. If we're being real, I think the nastiest thing I've ever eaten at Subway is the everything sandwich that I had when I hit 100,000 followers and 1 million followers. That sandwich straight gave me stomach pain for days, and I don't think I ever want to eat it again unless I hit like 10 million followers. I don't know, maybe one day. But the nastiest order I had, a customer order, has to be either tuna and meatballs, which I tried and it wasn't actually that bad, or chicken teriyaki and tuna. I almost puked when I saw the customer order chicken teriyaki and tuna together, and I wanted to say something, but I was so fearful of the man, because what type of man orders this kind of sandwich? He might kill me, I don't know. Let me know if I should try this sandwich, though. You guys surprised me with tuna and meatballs. Maybe I'll like chicken teriyaki and tuna. What's the smallest tip you've ever gotten and you can't say no tip? Well, I've gotten the smallest tip I've ever gotten almost every single day, and it's 1 penny. I have so many sandwiches on the menu that'll ring up to like $7.99 or like $8.99, something with the 99 cents. And if a customer's paying cash, I think every single time they'll drop that penny in the tip jar. And one time I had a customer that dropped the penny in the tip jar and told me, don't work too hard, kid. Don't strain yourself out. And I took the tip jar and I threw it right at his head. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, a lot of people drop a penny in the tip jar. Listen, I'll take every cent I can. I'm very grateful for every cent. We're really making that bread. Have you ever been robbed? Well, it depends what your definition of robbed means. I've never been held at gunpoint for a sandwich, but I have had people try to steal sodas, chips, cookies, anything you name, even my tips. I had this guy come in, I had $8 in the tip jar, and he just grabbed it and thought I didn't notice. So I went up to him and I said, hey, I'm going to take that sandwich back. I need my money back. And he used that money to buy the sandwich. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should just give him the sandwich. But I was like, never come back to the store again. And people have stolen sodas and stuff, but we always catch them because we have security cameras. But I have never been robbed at gunpoint. My coworker has, though. Have you ever given someone the wrong sandwich? Because I gotta know. Well, I haven't ever given someone the wrong sandwich, but I did have a girl come in and she ordered a 6-inch sandwich, and as I was ringing her up, she took the DoorDash bag, which had like 3 footlongs in it, and walked out with her sandwich and the DoorDash bag. So when the DoorDash driver came through, I had to make all the sandwiches over, and that money came out of my pocket. It's like a 16 or 17-year-old girl. If you're out there, I hope you enjoyed the free subs. Know that $25 came out of my pocket, and I will find you. But yeah, I guess that's the only time that I really ever had somebody take the wrong sandwich. I never really give someone the wrong sandwich. Usually I don't even put the DoorDash orders in the front, but I definitely learned my lesson from it. Barbecue chicken bacon ranch. This comment comes from a fan that came into my Subway store and ordered this sandwich. I thought it looked really good, so I had to try it, and I made it for you guys on TikTok. If you're watching this, my man, thank you for coming into the store. I appreciate your business more than you could even imagine, and I really hope you enjoyed that free cookie. By the way, if you ever come into my store and recognize me, tell me, because I will 100% give you a free cookie. Deadass went to Subway one time as a child, then found your channel, and have probably been 40 plus times in the last 3 months. If this is true, can you just believe the amount of business that I'm driving to Subway? People get so pressed when I say that Subway should acknowledge me, and I like kind of want to talk to Subway. It's all love. Like, I love the company, and like, this is my cry for help. Please say something. I'm giving up on you. Dude, please, Subway, if you're listening to this TikTok right now, I'm actually begging you. Just like email me, text me, DM me, anything. Comment on this. Dude, I'm sorry. Subway, I'm like, you don't understand how desperate I am for you to be like in my life, you know? I've been to Subway probably at least like 3 times a week since I was 5 years old. Most people in my position would want a contract, maybe some money from Subway, but listen, Subway, all I'm asking for is one comment. I've been making TikToks for 4 months and I've been making Subway sandwiches for 5 years, but today is my most proud moment as both a TikToker and a sandwich artist. I had the legend himself, Nick Coletti, give me a sandwich in the Insta DMs, and let me tell you, it might be a little plain, but it looks absolutely delicious. Unfortunately, I forgot the tomato. He orders turkey on Italian with tomato, provolone, lettuce, and regular mayo, but I was rushing through this sandwich and completely forgot the tomato. I added it on at home, and Nick, this is a solid sandwich, and this should be a go-to for anybody that's going to Subway for the first time. Thank you, King. Your physical features resemble those of American artist, rapper, singer, and songwriter from Charlotte, North Carolina, DaBaby. You know, I can 100% see how people confuse me with DaBaby. It's actually like kind of ridiculous at this point how many people tell me that I look like DaBaby. In case you don't know who DaBaby is, I'm gonna put a picture of him on screen right now. Boom, this is DaBaby. And in case you were wondering what I look like, here's a picture of me on screen right now. And yeah, as you can see, there's a pretty clear resemblance, but a lot of people might not see it, and that's okay. But hey, DaBaby, if you're listening to this right now, thank you for good music and keep killing it. Your worst Karen story. Well, I was working one day with one of my coworkers named Brendan, and it was during the lunch rush, and we had this lady come in with her kid in a stroller. Immediately, the child starts yelling and screaming, and the mom just wants to get him a pizza, so the mom asks Brendan very nicely for a pizza, and at first, everything was going well, and then Brendan cut the pizza into 4 quarters instead of 8, and the lady was pretty upset about it, but we told her, hey, we could just cut it into 4 more pieces, it's no big deal at all, and she wanted us to make her an entirely new pizza because we didn't cut it 2 more times, which made 0 sense, so after some back and forth arguing, she just started to scream at Brendan, and I couldn't do anything but laugh because I found it so funny. And yeah, we had to tell her to leave, and we've never seen that lady since. So I guess that's my one Karen story that outshines the rest. Tell us the story about your nicest customer. Well, I'll have to take you guys back about 3 years for this one. At the old store I used to work at, I would always get this nice older man. Well, he wasn't that old. He was in like his mid-20s, maybe early 30s. And he would bike to the Subway every single day and order 2 Italian herbs and cheese footlongs, veggie delights with a bunch of sauces on them. And for like the first month, I kind of was just like making a sandwich. And then he started asking me about my life and myself. And he's actually a pretty cool guy. And I actually asked him about his time in college. He was a computer science major too. So that's definitely my nicest customer. I haven't seen him in years, but I'd love to one day if he's watching this. Can you please make a BLT? Why, yes, I can make a BLT. And in case you didn't know, BLT stands for bacon, lettuce, tomato. Not BMT, which is another sandwich at Subway, which stands for biggest, meatiest, tastiest, but bacon, lettuce, and tomato. And this customer got double bacon on it, as well as some mayonnaise, which I think is a great combination for any sandwich. So go ahead, try yourself a BLT. Okay, well, what's the most you've been tipped? Because now I'm curious. Well, to answer your question, the most I've been tipped is $35. And the story behind this is actually kind of funny. There was a guy that came from New York from the bus stop at the old Subway I used to work at, and he was pissed drunk, but he needed an Uber home and he lost his phone. So I was being a nice guy. I ordered him one. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I was worried for this guy. And yeah, he left $35 in my tip jar. So shouts to you, my man. If you're watching this, you are a true G. What is the worst person that you have had come in the store? Well, we used to have this one guy that would come in just about like every other day, and he would always sit there, not order anything, or sometimes he'd order a cookie. But one day he clearly came in intoxicated on something, and he asked every single customer if he could have $1 from them. Every single one. And I gave him $1. And he still asked every single customer. I was like, dude, you cannot ask my customers while they're making a sandwich for just like money. You gotta go. I'm sorry. And he kind of gave me a hard time about it, not gonna lie, but he eventually did leave. And that was by far, I think, the worst experience I've ever had with a customer. I didn't think I would end up making a video on this, but I ratioed this kid so hard that I feel like I have to. What's the point of hating on Dixie D'Amelio or any creator? They're literally just posting content on the internet and working hard. They're not starting a war. They're not pushing for the annexation of Poland. They literally just exist to make a fraction of people's days better. Some people will find a way to find anything a creator does that they disagree with and completely try to tarnish their career with it. Before Dixie and Charlie were sipping Dunkin' Donuts and getting millions of views, they were posting dances 5 times a day and getting 100 views max. Listen, I understand that you're passionate, but why not take this passion and turn it into something? If you dislike a creator so much, why not pick up your phone and try to make your own content how you think it should be made? But if you want to stick to Fortnite videos, that's cool too. I had a couple of you guys telling me that you would get way too anxious to ever work at Subway or anywhere in fast food, so I thought I'd give you guys some tips. In the beginning, it's obviously very anxious for anybody starting out, but usually you should just let the customer lead the conversation. They'll tell you almost everything you need to know without you even having to ask, but the only thing I usually do is to start the conversation by asking 6-inch or foot long. I don't really talk too personally to the customers, I just try to get the sandwich made and get them on their way, but if a customer asks a sandwich, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with talking to them and making a conversation about each other's days. It all just comes with practice, and honestly, it's not going to be great the first couple of weeks, but after time, you'll get a lot better at talking to people. I went back to college today, and it's my first day of school ever. I'm 21 and I graduate this year from NJIT as a computer science major, and just sitting in class today was kind of surreal to me. I mean, I just realized that I'm never going back to school after this semester. My message to all of you kids and people in school right now is cherish your years. There's gonna come a day where you have your first day too, and you're gonna look back on all the great memories you had, and just be sure to be in the present and live them up right now when you can. Life is short, so enjoy your time in school. I know homework stinks, I know it can be a drain, but I promise it gets better and you can have a lot of fun if you really put in effort. So look forward to your first day of school. Today we got 2 buffalo chicken sandwiches, and the person that actually ordered both of these sandwiches was a fan of the TikTok. If you're out there watching this right now, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for coming in. Thanks for snapping that pic with me. It was absolutely awesome meeting you, and I hope you enjoyed the free cookie. Yo, thank you guys all for coming out to the Subway. I meet and see so many of you guys every single day, and it's kind of crazy to me how you guys have found me and you guys come out and support and get sandwiches. You're supporting my parents' business, so bro, I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the continued support. I just wanted to say that. And it's crazy how 3 months ago, I don't think I ever would have been recognized in Subway, and now I can't go a day without being recognized. So thank you guys for all the love and support. That's all I got to say. So I was scrolling on TikTok the other night and I saw a fellow king taking his girl out to dinner. He told his girl, I'm going to take you to the nicest restaurant I think I could even imagine. They're going to make the food right in front of you. It's going to be A1 quality. And then they pulled up to a Subway, and the look on the girl's face was as if she was about to murder the man. But listen, king, you did good. That's the perfect date anyone could ever ask for. If you took me out and got me a free Subway sandwich, you don't even know how grateful I would be. So head up, king. Keep taking your girl out to those A1 meals. I almost always get asked how much does Subway pay, so I thought I'd go over all of that today. When you first start, it's almost always minimum wage, which in my state is $10 per hour, but it varies state to state, so you gotta check whatever your state laws are. And after about 2 to 3 years, they'll almost always upgrade you to a managerial position, which pays about $15 to $20 per hour. This is by no means a livable wage, but it's pretty good part-time pay if you ask me, and you get tips too, which adds about an extra $1 or $2 to whatever your hourly wage is. Once again, Subway is not the ultimate goal, but if you're a teenager looking for money, it's not a bad gig. My coworker Jeremy has a pretty fire sandwich order, so I thought I'd share it with all of you guys right now. So he gets a 6-inch Italian, buffalo chicken, mozzarella cheese, and then toasted. And then he puts jalapenos, green peppers, onions, lettuce, tomato, ranch, oil, and vinegar onto that bad boy afterwards. And sometimes the shakers. I think it's a pretty good sub. I actually tried it myself a few times. And yeah, that oil and vinegar actually adds a pretty nice taste. You'd be surprised. So go out there, go ahead, try Jeremy's sub. I promise it's going to be one of the best ones you've ever had. User John Tucker 432 simply asks, where's the protein? So, John Tucker 432, I'm going to give you a nice protein sandwich to eat after you hit the gym. It's going to be on Italian bread, a 6-inch double turkey with tomatoes, spinach, onions, oil, vinegar, sweet onion sauce, and buffalo sauce. The sandwich comes in at 400 calories and 25 grams of protein. Listen, not bad at all for a Subway sandwich, and it's actually pretty healthy if you're not even looking for protein. So, if you need a sandwich, try out this protein sub for John Tucker. I saw this post on Instagram about 10 months ago, and I wanted to pass this knowledge on to my audience. I was going through a complete rough patch in my life at the time, left with nothing but a virus that was about to completely ruin the world and this routine to follow. Sleep 8 hours a day, drink 2 liters of water, get sun daily, no sugar, which in my opinion is the hardest one, read for 30 minutes a day, work out 3 times a week, eat fruits and vegetables daily, and meditate daily for 10 minutes. Once I started doing this, my life became exponentially better. My mood was happier, my personal relationships got much deeper with my friends and my family, and I felt so much happier. Today, I want to challenge you in joining me on this trend. For the next month together, let's do this and see the results. Together, let's be the best version of ourselves. I have so many people ask me, how old do you have to be to work at Subway? So basically, it varies wherever you are in the world. In the US, you need to check your labor laws for your state, but in general, it's from 14 to 18. So as long as you have your working papers, you'll be good. In my state, New Jersey, you can start working at 16 with working papers, but it's advised for our restaurant to hire at 17, just so that you know the person has a license and can get to work every day. In other countries like the UK, companies are allowed to hire employees part-time at the age of 13, which feels absolutely absurd to me.